behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Well, howdy there, race fans. Welcome down here at Sexmore Speedway here today as we're about to see some Green Mountain Grill's Fast Phone Truck Series action here on the show. It's going to be quite the showcase here and quite the battle as we get these guys and gals ready to go for the cutoff race here as the playoffs have now engaged and gone full bore and full ham on these drivers. So let's take a look at our track talk evening for the greenmountaingrills.com website here as we see what happens. We're going to have a clean air, clean track here. Weather's looking pretty good. A little cloudy in the skies, no worries there. Of course, this is the tri-oval design here of the mile-and-a-half Texmore Speedway, so a lot of guys are going to be having to really kind of bank their turns and really find their lines here. Outside, kind of useless and nowhere to go, so the bottom lane's where most drivers are going to have to stick to and really run off with. While those that can hang it down up there and really hold up everything, that will definitely be that'll be the telling of the tale. Just as long as you can last about 8 seconds on that bowl down here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup now. This is as we present you the GMG lineup. Greg, Zanny Fam Janzik, number 4, looking for a little redemption after his unfortunate heartbreaker at Tuesday night. Will go in the starting lineup is outside the Mullen man. Robert Lawrence will pile the number 5. Run number 2, Richard Fornshell, the 90 is outside the Murata. James Harris, the reigning defending Cup Series champion now. Row 3, Josh Ball, number 6 outside. Old bounty hunter himself, Sean Bounty, the 34. Row number 4, Steve Clegg in the 22 is outside. Brock Whitehead in the 82. Row 5, C. Sheldon Pearson in the 8. Pilot up by the outside of him, Kevin Kersher in the 91. Row number 6, Triple Trey, the man came. Top light, Whitehead in the 33 is outside. Garth Snyder, the 88. Row number 7, row number 7, that will be Stephen Pless in the 69 is outside. Jonathan Diamond in the 39. Row 8 sees Daniel Half in the number 32 is outside. Tyler Meeks in the 35. Row number 9 is going to be Christian Wilcox and the number 56 outside. George Young in the 48. Row 10 sees Russ the Fullbore Kilgore in the 2 is outside. Jason Taylor in the number 15. Row 11 sees John Thacker in the 56 is outside. Cale Forsythe in the 76. Row 12 sees Charles Whitehead and the number 51 is outside. Joshua Caudill in the number 23. Row number 13 is going to be Adam Scrum. The 95 is outside Nathan Meyer in the 1. Row number 14 will be a little bit of a race control with Eli Childs. And then outside of him will be the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. in the 29. Row 15, Robert Wynn in the 16 is outside. Robert Wynn Jr. in the number 89. Final stars in this one, Justin White piloting up with Zach Derrick on his outside. So we get them ready to field down on in, ready to field them out on the track here, race fans. Let's get down to business. Waiting the green flag. Restart here. The field will move in pace and move in set. Down to the restart zone, the GMG restart zone we go. We're going to grill them up and fire them down. Cowboy up, boys. We've got a long one. We'll bring it through the first set of corners here. Everybody looking pretty clean out of the start here. No drivers getting out of control just yet. More of a clean edge with a 100-lap race. Some tough Texans in this one too, so you know they've got the home field advantage on this track. This is their kind of runway, their kind of spectacle, their kind of race to really hit it up at the best of times. How will they handle it fair though as we see it through? We'll have to learn about that more as we go. Tonight, 2 drivers though, definitely I would say out for revenge more than the rest. It's definitely the mullet man Robert Lawrence as well as any fan Craig Janzik. Robert's still looking to get his first season championship of any kind out there. Come so close yet so far before. While Janzik, I almost want to say right now, he's probably got a little bit more than just a race championship on the line. I think he's looking for a little redemption because on Tuesday night, an unfortunate incident there off turn in the front at Auto Club Speedway cost him the chance of winning another Cup Series title to his name. And he's come back today really to represent for him and his crew and show that he's not here as a one-trick pony. He will fight it out with the best of them and go for it all when he has to. Firing down out of turn 3, down and going to turn number 4. Josh Ball in the number 6 leaning in, looking to mullet down the number 40 Elite Performance Industries Motorsports of Janzik as the number 4 of the Marauder, James Harris. The hometown boys, home on his track, home in his land. And look at him just slicing and dicing drivers left and right. I've got my, I said before in the last broadcast, I've got my thoughts on this track, but there's one thing I can count on at least with this track and these drivers, is that the Truck Series brings a different kind of level of prestige and a different kind of level of all-out racing. This is what I like to see. Good, hard-fought battle, and we've had some really close finishes here at Texas, so you never can be too sure here on what can be transpiring down there. In the back of the pack right now, Tyler Meeks, number 35, trying to redeem a little bit of a bad season, if you will. He's had on his end. He's been trying to keep himself in check for a majority of these races, the majority of these battles here in the playoffs. Unfortunately, though, without a good top position here in a top spot, he will be kind of in that cutoff lane there as, well, the field of pink is out on the track. And if you couldn't already guess who they are, it's the NPR boys. What the heck did they do with these trucks? I just literally saw them coming off the ends here. I'm not even sure what the heck I'm looking at. All I know is this is something that, oh no. My worst nightmare came to life. They've got clowns on the track, and unfortunately, Man Beast's worst nightmare just happened right in front of him. Gets loose off of turn number 4 right in, unfortunately. So it looks like one of our drivers here, looks like that might have been John Thacker getting the attack there. Thacker was the one involved in the wreck there, unfortunately, getting clipped up by the Man Beast off of turn number 4. And that right there just completely sent everyone into a bit of a swayed in position here. Nathan Meyer did not have a qualifying lap really worth what he thought here, and he ended up getting kind of caught in a bad spot. This is certainly one of those treacherous areas here on the front straightaway that really kind of boggles my mind, like why they came up with it. Texas, I know, is supposed to be meant as a little bit of a tough racetrack to run off, but that's like the one area of that track I always thought was like the most dangerous to really hit up and really the most dangerous to even try to race from. And that's a scary place to be wrecking out at. Thankfully, Thacker and the safety equipment was doing their job there, but that was a hard wreck there, to say the least. He is okay, though, and he is alright, but I guarantee he probably wishes he could be somewhere else right about now. Or, better yet, he'll probably come and attack me here on the broadcast. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting for him. Let's take a listen down here in the Olsen Performance here in the number 1. Let's take it down now with Nathan Meyer. And Nathan, right now, after I watched a little bit in qualifying there, it looked like the car was having all sorts of, or excuse me, the truck was having all sorts of problems keeping a steady pace there off turn 2, and it looked like maybe getting that back straight away. What happened down there in qualifying?
Yeah, I mean, I ran, we did practices before, and I was the fastest car, and then, I don't know, it just kept getting loose there, so I'm starting in the back, and already got in a little bit of trouble, so we'll see how it goes.
We just did a little bit of trouble, yet the truck seems to be still holding up rather well, so what is it going to be for you to get up to the front?
Yeah, just being patient. I know I'm faster than a lot of these guys here, so this is my favorite track on the whole service, so just got to get up there.
For sure there. Well, Meyer, you certainly have had a few wins here before. We'll see if maybe we can do it again. Good luck out there.
Thanks, man.
Hey, the Meyer, the number 1, ladies and gentlemen, had a fast qualifying time, but unfortunately, not quite can the same be said for his performance there on the initial start for qualifying in. But thankfully, he'll be able to fight his way back, as can this man, the number 53, Christian Wilcox, joining me in here now. Wilcox, as you continue to pile it up, this pretty sweet-looking Champion Fire Equipment, number 53. You had a bit of a rough time in qualifying as well. What happened down there for you and your team?
Honestly, I just kind of couldn't get it to stick in 1 and 2, and I had to back off, and I lost a few tenths. I mean, with the setups, everybody's pretty even tonight, so you got to run a perfect line. But I'm confident that I'll be back up there at the end, especially on long runs. I'll conserve, and we'll still be there contending. Don't you worry.
So what is it about turn 1 and 2 that's giving everybody so many fits? Is it because the way the banking is down there since the remodel this track?
Absolutely. It's a lot flatter, and I think people try to take it in a little too aggressive, and they ended up burning up their right front, or they just end up pushing too hard and scrub the wall coming out of 2.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Wilcox, we do appreciate coming on board here. Best of luck for you and your team at Southern Speed Motorsports.
Thank you.
The number 53, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Wilcox. Looking to try to hammer down a little bit, get some serious speed and momentum built up around here. Drivers now looking to get some challenges in, looking to try to take shape, tape, aim. The Marauder, the hometown boy. He is the number 1 driver right now, but he is not in the playoffs this season around. No, he's just kind of sticking with the Cup Series in this case. But 2 guys that are, Josh Ball and Craig Janzik, 2 guys that have been known to completely dominate here on the PTM Racing TV showcase before. And it looks like right now, anyway, they are pretty much continuing on their winning ways. Janzik, though, had a little bit of a problem in turn 1 and 2 where he had to lift up a little bit, kind of get off that edge and stay out of trouble. We'll see if that is going to be an all-time circumstance here, or if that maybe is just a one-time little gig he had going out. Field just going to pace their way back around here. Caution lights are still on. We are still waiting for one of our drivers, I believe, to get carried away here, taken through the field before we get back to the action. They'll bring him right around. You can take a look at that. Look up top, though, man. Look at top of turn 4. You see even through 3 as well. You can just see the marbles and that black stuff up there, right there. That little, those aren't little texture-based maps that I unfortunately did not get cleansed up or cleared out. No, that's actually the marbles that was kicked up and taken around this track here. It is absolutely insane, to say the least, what they've had to go through and how they've had to push up here. But they've been doing some pretty good jobs down there. We'll pace them back around, throw them on down, and let them send them on their way. Field going to work their way back by out of turn 3. They are racked, stacked, and ready to be put back on the attack. A solid lineup of drivers and a solid lineup of individuals. They only know one thing right now, and that is to completely hammer down and push these things in position and on the track here. Lead them off down off of turn number 4. Pace truck is out and in. You'll see them come along that long straight at end of the front straightaway back into the restart zone. Coming right around right now, Robert the Mully Man Lawrence in a little bit of a heated battle there with Triple Trey King to play Whitehead, while his brother Brock kind of hanging out down there doing his own little thing. Looking to push and shove his way through the fields into the spotlight here. Steve Clegg, if you want to talk about a guy that's had some good finishes here as well, he's definitely one of those guys that could be an underestimated man here if he can figure out a way to just get the truck to stabilize down and last long enough, I feel like he could be one of those guys you're going to have to watch out for all night long. Yeah, on board camera here with Richard Fornshaw right now as we get a little bit of a different look, a different appearance. I decided to stick the cameras in a certain area, a certain little spot here just to see what would happen, and I'd say they came out all right. I don't know. You guys are the judges, though. Let me know down in the comment section below. Jantic driving pretty hard up on the top side, looking to renew his rivalry here with the number 4, James Harris. This being a cutoff race for the playoffs position could definitely spell disaster or trouble if they're not too careful down there. All about timing and maintaining distance and maintaining the runs. There are no ways to go around it. There are no ways to really back on by from it. It's just hope, pray, and give it everything she can. Everybody continuing to drive through and drive hard here. Pack starting to form up a little bit though for the race lead. That could be a very good sign or a very dangerous sign as well, because we saw earlier if you get a little too close, somebody makes a slight mistake, that can get everyone all bunched out of order and out of place here, and now you don't want to do that. Trying to keep it from being out of sight and out of mind. Everyone just looking to hold on. From the front straightaway down on back though, you see some movement coming up from Sheldon Pearson, number 8. Starting to have to go a little bit further back now, trying to drive a little harder off end and get some good offense in on the number 35 of Meeks. But the problem is, unlike most of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Bengals there with the defense was the one that was pushing the offense back. And that is exactly what we're seeing right now. Pearson hard charge and hard power in the PM and Sons number 8 Chevrolet Silverado. With a 91 of Kevin Cosser, looking to just keep a safe ground and distance as well. The biggest thing about running here today is, of course, you're going to have to run the bottom lane, but also you've got to worry about like where everyone is at in position, where they're at on timing wise. It's a very struggle-inducing kind of place here, to where only even the best drivers can handle that kind of situation, can handle that kind of predicament. Understandably so, though. There's some guys that are looking not just for their first win here on PTM Racing TV, but also they're looking to just kind of get a little bit of sweet revenge out there. One of them just so happens to be that man's maintenance number 29 of William Mann Jr. The Man Beast right now in a hot scrap, hot feud here with the number 39 of Jonathan Diamond here in the Dr. Peppa machine. He's not the doctor of thugonomics, but he is sure one that can work his mouth as quick as he can drive that truck. Hanging in there right now, though. It's still in a bit of a decent change, different runoff zone. Everybody for themselves here as the MPR boys are literally coming back from the back. You could say they're trying to get to the mid-pack. I'm telling you, we gotta get that Badun's little thing in here, man. I don't know how we haven't already with this broadcast here. Right off the heels and off the toes we go. Richard Fornshaw on the sure feed, number 90 here. Look, trying to give himself some breathing room, a little bit of corner ends and off ends. He's been firing hard all day long to do what he can to get up with these guys as well, and that certainly is the case at this time period. But that's not to say that he has to also kind of be a little bit patient, a little bit more out of control. Serving is one thing, but you got to be really driving harder and driving quicker than everybody in this field. It sounds like tonight the setup is definitely going to be a bit of a handful for the drivers, because they're working with a setup that's kind of more maintained to get equality and increase the runs here. So you can either do a long run or the short run. And I believe it is set more towards the long end of the spectrum, but We all know very well that every one of these drivers can just go short running these things and literally act like it's nothing. Now see Barwell coming on board saying, "Go Mullet fans, Lawrence," and then Million Man, Papa Beast in the house. He's coming on for his boy. Rocking on, man, Beast. Well, good to have you back on board here, sir. Looks like we got a little bit of movement coming up on the front end here. We've got the Triple Tray came to play Whitehead Camp now, and a Hot Brigade Scruffle little battle out with the Wonder Bread number 22. The Wonder Company has been definitely dishing out a few things with these guys. Really, this is kind of the first time in a long time we've actually seen the 22 of Steve Clegg actually in kind of that run-up that I thought he should have been really in the start of these two seasons here with Cup and trucks. He's been more risk-based, kind of more opportunistic. I mean, kind of hidden his timing zones. He's been doing pretty much everything he needs to, but the problem I've been seeing here is, again, it's just how long does it take before we see him back in victory lane. Last victory that I'm aware of that he had was back at Autoco Speedway, ironically enough, where he got to win in the Riley Challenge, the series that he really kind of helped bolster and get set up on the show. It was his only win there for a while or a time or two, but he was definitely giving it some shows and some good battles there. And it's good to see him kind of figure things out now here with this one. But speaking of figuring stuff out, looks like the Bounty Hunter figuring out that the Zenoa 34 needs to kind of be a little bit more of a harder charger on the Buffalo Springs Chevrolet Silverado number 33 of Triple Tray Whitehead. Trey just kind of holding down the Ford, holding down his fronts, kind of holding everything he's got on blind, but knows that there's a lot more at stake than just what he's doing. As the champion power equipment number 91 here of Kevin Kershaw, just pretty much bolstering and laying thick and thin, looking for any kind of runoffs he can get or any kind of challenges or charging up on these guys. Ford Shell and the Sure Feed, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide here. As you see, there's just way too much power on that 91. Consistency and control is certainly one thing, but I will think that a little bit more so often than not is the overall presentation that is presented between these drivers and between them out on the fields. The number one of Nathan Meyer here, though, he's ran here hard. He's won here before. And to be honest with you, if he can find a way to win back from 26 to be first place, honestly, that'd be pretty darn impressive considering he had to go through a murder's row of drivers behind it, right in front of him and then to behind him now. As Brock Whitehead gets passed in. He's already knocked down Stephen Pless, Garth Snyder, Christian Wilcox, Sheldon Pearson, and Tyler Meeks, just to name a few. Heck, I'll even throw Jason Taylor in there as some of the guys you got to kind of watch out for when it comes to these race runs. Janzik slow down a bit here. Harris looking to probably be a little more consistent on his end. You can see the distance between them as we go to the rear view camera here as Harris continues to hold back. Janzik can hold back the field. If there was a track, though, I feel like James Harris absolutely desires to win and wanted to make sure that he was going to get a win on. I think he might have marked his calendar off as the first one on his agenda and on his list. You got two things going on for him. Number one, he literally just won his very first Cup Series championship at long last here after literally almost 3 years straight of being second fiddle or coming out second to just a slight mistake or frankly just any other issue there. Field starting to kind of slow down a little bit. We saw earlier on where they were kind of packed up, stacked, and really firing off pretty hard here. Now things kind of maybe dipped down a little bit, maybe just a little bit more under control. If I had to guess, that may have been pretty much on the driver's end because they weren't wanting to get too crazy down there with these kind of trucks. Again, these 550 horsepower packages on these trucks may not seem like that much, but believe it or not, once you start to get a bit of a runoff, get a little bit further ahead, they can be quite the challenge. As much as they can be quite the handful to really work around. But I do like this kind of style though, because this is where actually that 550 horsepower package, in my opinion, comes into play and really actually showcases what you can do with it. Because we've seen where these truck drivers, they are pretty much kind of at odds with one another on how much weight and how much distribution that kind of comes from this kind of setup and this kind of series. They do get great drafts and great package pickups and speeds and build up, but I'd say more than anything, the biggest situation that every driver must work around and have to think about is just how far away do they get from a certain driver from a certain end on a track like this, because again, you got the flat banked ends of turn 1 and 2 that are extremely difficult to master and be a bit of a handful and a challenge, as you saw just a minute ago. Stephen Plesh getting a piece of that idea already. And then you got the normally banked in 3 and 4, which can give a lot more run and a lot more consistency. I mean, I guess it really all just depends on kind of your motive and your style here, but in my opinion, if I was any of these guys here right now, I would be focusing dead set on staying on the nose and on the charge with every single one of these drivers out here. On board here with Robert Wynn Sr. here is right now the number 16. We haven't heard much from him in a while, really talked much about him, but don't think for any second that we haven't forgot about him. The Metallica 16 has been pretty darn quick and clever on some of his runs and some of his timing spots. He's been known to really make things work for him when drivers least expect it. So we know that he can give them a run for their money, and he can make guys question themselves a little bit, but will he be able to get that chance tonight? Stephen Flesson, number 69, once again rocking his lemonade stand machine, as you can tell just by the back of the rear end there. It wouldn't be a fast fun race without the lemonade stand kind of piloted up down here on the track again. It's good to see he's still got that paint scheme. He got that ride all tripped out and whipped up here. That's currently right now. We got a little bit of a tussle, a little bit of a fussle here. That's Gar Snyder in the 88. Driving her on in. Trying to make her work. Looking to maybe hopefully find some open ends and open areas here. Closing the gap up a little bit though. Now it looks like drivers heading into pit road. Janzik, Harris, Whitehead, Lawrence, Clegg, Meyer, Meeks, all of them go in. So drivers heading into pit road right now. Looks like they'll start to figure things out as we go along for the ride. So it looks like in total you get about, let's say about 30 to 40 laps worth of fuel line out here. 40 laps in general, that's quite a bit, but unfortunately that does force drivers have to go into pit road at least twice. Possibly more so if they go that route, as Sean Bounty gets an aggressive pit road entry there to try and get himself centered off. Fornshell will take over the race lead with the man Bees William Mann Jr. falling from behind. When we come back, race fans, more action to be had. What will these drivers play out on the track and smarten up with their tires and their fuel? We'll find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. You guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. There is only one branded name that we have trusted in for as long as we have, and that is, of course, with our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. If you need to get the right tools for the right job for your next barbecue or outing, I highly, highly recommend you go ahead and get up to www.greenmountaingrills.com to find your latest grill and all that. Believe me, you'll do yourself a favor and you will certainly see what they're all about. Continuing on right now as the field kind of just finds their little grip with their little runoff here. James Harris, Josh Ball in a little bit of a tussle here, currently in the 6th place position. Mainly because Janzik got ahead of him by a little bit of a margin of error here. I think this was kind of the strategy Janzik was kind of hoping for. It was to get away from them quicker and quickly so he could start to save up the tires, really save up the truck here. It's kind of interesting though to see just kind of how he's been able to kind of work his magic, work every end of the track, work every spot up on the track, but yet it seems like more than anything, his biggest problem has always been just kind of going out there and finishing as of late, because it seems like he catches himself in a worse spot and a worse end to be caught up in. And I think that's really what's kind of scaring him a little bit here today. As right now, the Man Beast Wayman Jr. is taking the race lead over. He's staying on out, though. So maybe right now, anyway, looking to try and master a full-length run and also see how long can he go. If he can go to the full 50 and then he goes a full 50 from there, I'm not going to lie, Janzik and Harris would not have enough time to catch him. I think that would pretty much be it right there for both those boys. It's about 20 seconds behind right now. Yeah, that's a lot of time. Oh, no! Oh, speaking of a lot of time, oh, my. I think Janzik might just be getting more than he can chew here. Yet again, another situation popping up where the Zanny fam gets sent out to the Shadow Realm. And boy, howdy, things just are not getting any easier for him after that race at Auto Club. And actually, it really started back at Dover. It was at Dover there in the Cup Series. He almost literally cost himself a chance there. Now here in the Trucks division, here at Texas, he's just finding himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. But here's another look at it. Looked like the glitch graphic gremlins kind of took Harris there out for a second. Next thing you know, Janzik just in a bad spot and in a bad place there. There really wasn't anything he can do about it. When those glitch graphic gremlins come calling, there's nothing you can do about that, folks. There really ain't. Like, there's not even a reason to argue about it. They will take you for all you're worth. Time to take it down now and actually have a listen in and talk with our drivers. Let's start it up here and go back to Oval Sim Performance's team. We're going to talk with the 69, Stephen Pless. Now, Pless, right now as we bring you in here, you got a pretty start in 13th here today, but now having to work back from the outhouse in 20th here. How does the tires fare when it comes to running this long of a race?
Yeah, tire management's going to be the key to the night. I burned up my tires pretty early on in the first run, then I got into the wall, which also didn't help. So we're going to try to keep a clean truck. We're going to try to take care of these tires, see what we can come out of here with.
For sure there. Now, I'm going to ask this. How difficult would you say right now the first set of corners versus the final set of corners are on those tires to burn them?
It's a little tricky. Picking the right line in turn 1 and 2 is dependent on your right front. And then you also have to be mindful in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 can be very fast. You can flat out it, but that also puts a lot of heat in the right rear. So it's kind of a balancing act of how hard you want to lean on the right side tires.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Stephen, we do appreciate your time here today, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Stephen Butts, ladies and gentlemen, having a little listen in right now as we go ahead and take a listen in as well with Sheldon Pearson in the number 8. Sheldon, good to see you back out on the show here, sir. But as we come off from the clutches of the final race in the Cup Series, now bringing it back to the truck style. Seems like you've been pretty much kind of dead focused on kind of making a bit bigger for yourself and the team, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I kind of didn't have the best luck in Cup, so trucks I can say I've had a little bit better luck. I've actually finished most of the races, unlike Cup. But I don't know, Texas just ain't one of my best tracks, that's for sure.
Well, I was about to say, why is that exactly? Because it seems like you either can do really good here, or you have about as much troubles as I usually do with the racing kind of goes on with this place.
I think it's the flatness of 1 and 2. It's really an unusual line that you kind of got to take to keep speed, but you're also trying to save the right front tire because it'll slide the right front tire pretty bad and burn it up, and then you just get tight and pushed to the wall. So it's just a really unique corner.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, I know you got some folks you want to thank real quick for this here before you get back to the racing, so we'll let you have at her.
Yeah, I want to thank Champion Power Equipment, GMG, and you for broadcasting. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Sheldon Pearson, you've got your hands tied and some serious runs to come by. We'll see what happens here.
All right, thanks, man.
Free Wide Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. Sheldon Pearson, the number 8, having a little talking in with us here. Field getting ready to fire him back up and get him settled down again here at Texas Motor Speedway. Those that are ahead right now of the leaders, James Harris, Josh Ball, and Janzik, they're all going to get their run bound back past the pace truck here. Leading him around town, bringing him back on by here. We're ready to go big and go broke here on the show. Got down to the green flag restart zone, and Harris will have the full charge. Josh Ball and Jandik right in the mix of it. Halfway now completed with this race here, so as long as the rain stays away, we're pretty much going to be finishing this one out. The number 1 of Nathan Meyer now kind of pulling down on the number 6 here of Josh Ball. Ball looking to try to hopefully back into things here. A little bit more run down as you see Triple Trey trying to push his way in as well, trying to keep the 6 in check and keeping him away from trying to lane him off there. Had to do a crossover and now crosses him over again, but that may have been a little slight mistake there, having to drive in that well. Because Tyler Meeks now even seeing a little bit of a chance to probably take aim and fire away to possibly get himself into the next round. Only so many will go to the next round here, and a lot of drivers obviously fighting for their lives, fighting for their support. Of course, with that Green Mountain Girls banter down there, you're going to see that big green where you see someone that is not in the championship hunt with an all black. You may have noticed that quite a few of these drivers here. The season is nearing and approaching its end of the course, and it's kind of crazy to me that it is right there for the taking. It's right there in general. Well, we got an all white truck out there. I'm not really sure who that is exactly. I presume it was Zach Derrick. Yep, it's Zach Derrick in the number 10, or excuse me, 13 today. Not really sure why he's all white, to be honest with you, but I mean, hey, I mean, that's what it is there. Well, make all the jokes you want about him screwing up in qualifying and not having a chance there. The number 1, Nathan Meyer, is literally right up against the Marauder, James Harris now. This is crazy. 26 spots behind the field. And now literally about to take the race lead away from Harris if he can just dive it in and take off a few corners off the number 4. That is absolutely insane here to be able to do that kind of a qualifying run, that kind of a position. That takes a lot of guts and a lot of skill just to even get mastered in the first place. As we go on board here with Bounty, you can see how hard they're having to work these wheels and work these trucks. Don't think for 1 second they're just taking it easy there. They are having to hold everything down, trying to hold everything back. There's a reason why it is very realistic, it's very simulated when it comes to holding down stuff like this. You don't want to find yourself in the wrong end of the spectrum. You don't want to find yourself in the bad end of the group. At the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. even getting a little bit of a rematch here, a little rehatch. The only reason he wasn't up there to begin with beforehand is because of that little spin that everyone had gone down there and what took him through out turn 4. He was able to recover nicely and really use pit strategy and really used his timing to his advantage here, and now just trying to keep up with the pace, keep up with the track. Pretty close racing to say the least here between all ends of the spectrum. Only one can come out on top though, as now the 29 diving down low with the 33 of Trey Whitehead. Whitehead looking to keep everything he's got in position, keep himself in control of this field and this track. Knows he cannot let up. He's got to stay focused here. Harris much of the same here again, with Meyer kind of laying in there, really putting some pedals straight down in the middle. He's got a lot of heavy hitters just looking to knock him down, looking to take him in this one. But I think at the moment with Nathan Meyer anyway, he'll be the guy to have to really keep a closer eye on than anything else. Once again, more crossovers down on the back straightaway. And that's really where most of the action comes from in these races, is that back straightaway. Because that's where most drivers either get a little bit tight or a little bit loose off of, and he gives openings to those that know how to cross them up pretty good. Number 29, a Man Beast here, trying to hold down the 6 of Josh Ball. Looking to give her everything she's got and advance into the next round. Man still searching for his first career win ever, but look to even claim another season title. Look to claim a season championship to his name if he can do it. Josh Ball right now just kind of trying to stay out of trouble and stay on his own turf, his own playing field. Seems like more than anything, he's got a murder road driver just trying to knock him off that top, that run in that spot here. Right now, the only driver that is right at the highest peak here is, of course, Sean Bounty here. He's the highest of our playoff drivers that is still in this hunt. As the number 4 of James Harris and Meyer still kind of travel each other off, just kind of figuring out which one's going to make the mistake first. '16 of Robert Wynn actually now, even I just mentioned before, you kind of got to watch out for him. He's a bit of a sleeper head down there, and he's already proven my point. Look at him just kind of pacing the field, and he's already in top 10 region as the number 5 of Robert Lawrence backing off just a slight bit here. Maybe trying to give himself some room and some chances here, and maybe also trying to stay with it. I think these drivers know that are up front. They have got to just throw their strategy out the window on long term and just go full on hammer down. The only thing they can do really is to keep themselves in check is really stay drafting and also stay with the inconclusive area of having to watch the tires and watch themselves, as Sheldon Pearson, it looks like, got my broadcaster curse down on the back straightaway. Looks like he got clipped up, I believe, by, I think that might have been Charles Whitehead there. Number 51. Can't quite tell the truck down there, all green. Take a look at the PTM instant replay. What the heck happened here, though, is beyond me. We'll find out, though. It looks like Jason Taylor just kind of laying right down into the field. Got it mixed up there a little bit, and it looks like that was Charles Whitehead, unfortunately, that got clipped in. So that is a tough break for him there. Let's take one last look at it from the 8's perspective here. Yeah, you can see right there, I mean, at flat spots of turn 1 and 2, it can give you some serious headaches down there, and it can make things a lot more challenging. That's exactly what happened there. What a tough break there for everybody involved, and what a bad circumstance to really get put into, considering what lies ahead around this field. While drivers head to pit road, we're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk with some drivers, and we'll go on from there. We'll be right back after this commercial message. Well, tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. When you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, there's only one branded name that has only been trusted by many and trusted by the most, and that is with Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their website, greenmountaingrills.com, to find the next barbecue outing situation for you and your team as you rock your nice wood-fired pellet grill on the market. Let's listen down here real quick here and have a word in with some of these guys. Well, I was going to bring in the number 15, Jason Taylor, before that caution, on that caution end here, but because he is damaged, I don't want to really bug him too much. So we'll go ahead and talk here right now with Steve Clegg on this line. And Clegg, right at this moment here, man, the truck has been pretty much dialed up and ready to go here for quite some time. What is the secret that changed here today for you and your team?
Yeah, I did a little bit of practice last night, got a hang of the track, and it's actually paying it off. So maybe practicing does count.
I mean, I would say, it usually gets most drivers into victory lane. I mean, I've heard before rumors of James growing like 100 laps per track just in a raceway.
Yeah,
so
that sounds like him. Qualifying good helped, not having to pass half the field, so it's been a nice change of pace to be up here from the beginning.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless, though, Clegg, as you continue to march down the field and see if you can put something up on these boys, best of luck down there to you.
Thank you.
Steve Clegg, ladies and gentlemen, representing for Shake and Bake Racing tonight. Field still kind of getting centered off, getting ready to go back at it here. Well, I know I really don't usually try to bring him in all that much, but I do feel kind of bad for him here after the race he's had. So let's throw him a bone, everybody, and let's give him some love. Here is John Thacker.
Hello.
Well, Thacker, I know this probably is not the circumstance you were wanting to be in right now, especially considering this is your home track, your hometown and all that, but at least you're rocking some new colors out here that really pop out from the crowd, I'll say.
Yeah, man. A horrible race on MPR's birthday. Well, this is our birthday celebration. It's this week sometime that we informed our bond that everybody loves.
You aren't going to really actually tell me this is your birthday just so I can play the video for you guys, are you?
No, it's legit. It's MPR's birthday.
Legit. Well, hackers, you can step aside for a minute. We'll play the video when the time comes.
Man, how's the race been? I've got net coded into oblivion, and I've seen nothing but the back of the field.
Well, the race-wise has been your usual suspects. Just top guys go at it. They fight, they battle, they run, they scrunch, they crunch, and yeah, that's really about all I can say there.
Well, I don't do none of that. I pace and cuss and burp and fart. I don't know. Whatever people do in the back. But,
for me, it's I usually cuss and curse because I can't get it. I can't get anywhere when people are literally just driving like they're all over the place. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, Thacker, thank you for your time, man. Let's get you back into your little hole.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope I don't crash now since we've talked. Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But remember, the Buc-ee's Beaver is always with you.
And you, well, I appreciate that. And if you could interview the people right in front of me, maybe they'd crash and everything would be great. So
Fake. Well, I'll try to get them in after we get the restart. We have our caution, so best luck
you
to
yell
you.
at them right when they're going into turn one. But anyway, I appreciate it. We'll see you later.
See you later. Sometimes I cannot get rid of him, I'm telling you folks. We had to throw him a bone though. This is his home track and this is his hometown, so we didn't feel bad here for the attack for Home Lives Matter. Definitely not the race that I think him or any of these drivers were expecting to really be put up against here. As we get the green flag back on out, charge them up and run them down the field. All about just kind of hanging through the field, hunting through the pacing zone. Only our third caution of the day here. Down on the back end of the straightaway right at the moment. The 34 of the Bounty Hunter right now. Looking to keep his distance and really work up a sweat with that number 3 right beside him. All ends point to their race, point to their day. Meyer right now looking for everything he's got, everything he can to kind of keep distance, keep up the chase here with the 34 as the Noah's. Sean the Bounty Hunter Bounty just doing everything he can. Try to get that old girl back up into victory lane. Remember, he's done it before here in the Trucks division. He's done it plenty of time in the Even Cup Series division. But really his strength lies within the road courses that like the Rally Challenge Series and all them. Because he is just one of those cats that you just cannot seem to really put a number on. He always just has this kind of aura behind him, that kind of electricity that just completely resonates between everybody else here. And he has certainly not missed a beat there whatsoever. Down through the corners of turn 3, down into turn number 4 here, number 22, Steve Clegg now looking to charge back up into the field. Just talked with him a minute ago. So hopefully I kind of evened out my quota on the broadcaster curse here, and thankfully I got rid of it all then. Although it can't be too sure around here. Last time I said that, I ended up giving the jinx out there to some of these guys. La Blasta Master, number 5 on Robert Lawrence right now, looking to hopefully get a bit of a vendetta back on Texmore Speedway, as well as the track that has really kind of given him some grief before. He's had great race runs here before, but he's never been able to pull out a winner, pull out a top spot. Most of the times he's usually dealing with the likes of James Harris and Craig Zanzig on that end and on that front. And once again, just a little deja vu. He's doing the same place, same area, and really just hoping for anything he's got to kind of keep it up there. All the rest of the field right now in a frenzied battle here. 3 wide slope between Charles Whitehead and the 51 and the 56 Stacker, as well as 15 and Jason Taylor. Taylor earlier on turn 2, he ended up getting a little too hard off the run, and you saw him go straight to the wall protection, taking him and Sheldon Pearson with him. Pearson, sadly, his night kind of pretty much in a very precarious spot because he had to go in to get towed up. He's hoping and praying right now he can get a chance at this one here. The number 51 here, Charles Whitehead, now looking up top, while the 16 of Robert Wynn continues to lay it thin and hit him through, and it looks like my quota might have been disrupted again. Steve Clegg is wrecking on the front straight over here in the 22. Good news is, though, it does not appear there is any damage on the number 22 truck. So I can't say that it is completely all my fault. Although I will say I'll take blame if it is just one of those situations here. And take a look here. Looks like, yep. Looks like my broadcaster curse did kind of engage on him there. Even with that little bump and tump there, though, from Kevin Kershaw, he still held his line in pretty good. But yeah, Kevin definitely caught the inside of his corner panel there, and unfortunately took the 22 for a wild ride there off the ends of turn number 4. Great camera angles from our producers here as they give them a little bit of an idea and a little bit of a look around at what we're seeing out on the track as much as we are seeing out on the field. These camera guys down there, man, I'm telling you, they're top of the line when they get this stuff done. All I can say is though to Clay, I do apologize because I think I have given him a broadcaster curse on him, so I can't seem to evade anybody out here or really not give anyone a curse to say the least. Let's take it down now and talk with Joshua Caudill, number 23, as the Black Mamba, number 23, has joined us in here real quick. Now, Caudill, man, this has been a kind of an all over the place, up and down season. You've had great runs, you've had some bad runs, and then you've had times where you literally can march right in there with these drivers, and then things just get a little too heated for you.
Yeah, it's been quite a year, so haven't really been as good as I thought I'd be. So just trying to finish it up as good as we can.
For sure there. Now, obviously, going into this race today, was there anything major and important you were going to kind of keep your eye on when you were fouling it out with these guys?
Just trying to take care of the right front and right rear tires. I feel like I've taken care of them. I just can't seem to have any long run speed. So I don't know, just got to do a little better and hopefully push a little hard the last 25 laps.
For sure there. All right, well, Caudill, we do appreciate coming on board here today. We'll see what happens as we finish this one on through.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. That's for Caudill, ladies and gentlemen. Take it down now. Talk from Shake and Bake Racing as Mr. number 39 himself, John the Diamond, now joins me in here. And Jonathan, this has been kind of a up-paced battle. It's kind of an uphill battle, to really put it nicely here, because you pretty much had to start in the lower end of the front, then worked your way back up to where you were kind of in the qualifying section. How has it been really just to try to get around some of these guys, considering how tough it is, just in general?
It seems like the people around me have a better early run speed than I do. I like the mid runs, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to pass on the high side.
For sure. Now, I'm going to ask on the high side wise, why is it so difficult on the high side to actually get anything to go up there? Is it just because the bottom end has a little bit more curving in there to work with?
Well, you can drive it in on 1 and 2 on the low side, which gives them, you can almost clear them. So it's all about, are they going to clear you or not, or clear themselves?
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, obviously there's still plenty of room for growth and plenty of room for time to be had here. So we do appreciate coming on board here for Shake and Bake here, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Don and the Diamond here representing for Shake and Bake Racing right now as our field will go back around off the corner ends. I believe we'll have time for one more driver. I think we'll go ahead and knock another NPR boy off the list. Let's go ahead and talk right now with George Young and the number 48 here. He'll talk us in right now on his track and his position here. George, we just talked with Dak a little while ago, and as usual, he is calling me out on my broadcaster curse. I don't know how you feel about that here, but...
Oh no, that's all right. Hey, I don't believe in that stuff. You know, if it happens, it happens. It's no big deal.
Well, you say that now, but I mean, eventually, sooner or later, it comes back to bite you. Then I get the blame for it.
Nah, I think it's gonna stay green here. I think we're gonna be clean the rest of the way. When we came in here, got some tires. I'm hoping maybe we can move up the field here.
Certainly indeed, but nevertheless, though, as you're trying to mount the charge and mount the field in, what really lies ahead for you and your crew, would you say?
I'll just staying consistent, my friend. You know, getting better and better. At least trying to, anyway. That's what we're gonna keep trying to do here.
That's all I can ask for as a driver and as a fellow Conrad out there here. George, best of luck there, bud.
Thank you.
Field working their way on in. We'll be commercial free from here on out. If we have to, we'll just go ahead and talk with drivers from the field and from the pacing zones. You may have noticed something as well. I am avoiding talking with the top drivers up front because if you haven't already made it clear, I have given a few broadcaster curses to some of these guys before, and rather not make it more difficult on them or more difficult on anyone else here. I just want to try to leave that be. So, and I did get special instructions for them to watch it as well. So. Right onto the green flag restart zone. Texmore Speedway, we've only got our set amount of laps left. Fuel not a problem anymore. Now it's all about pacing and controlling the distance and controlling everything out here. Coming right around off the turns, off the corner ends here. Looking for any kind of moment, any kind of build up or speed they can do. Harris right now, though, having a little bit of trouble trying to keep Janzik back in the pace. Janzik has just had nothing but a lot of trouble and a bit of bad luck here from square one to square two. But he is still running the field and the gauntlet ahead. And I think at this point, really, the driver, that is all you can ask for, is just to try to give it something there. Blaster Master into fifth, as Busty Barwell says, let's go. Yep, indeed, sir. He is indeed moved into the fifth place spot. Running the charge and running the field, and again, about 20 laps remain when they get to the line here. I feel as though that anybody that's in the top 10 is in a proverbial shark-infested waters and a chance to possibly take it home here. As for other guys like Nathan Meyer and John Bounty, man, that's all about just trying to stay out of trouble. That was a huge little crossover there that Meyer had to do just to try to stay away from Bounty and try to keep his position in check. Well, the birthday team of NPR's Russ the Fullboard Kilgore, really their last remaining hope for anything that involves really being up in the top end here, being on the top spot. Meyer, though, what happened here? He got way crossed up, way all over the place, sent to the back end. Now he's lost so many positions from that. The Mullet Man managing to sneak away and get out of that trouble from a 3-wide slip that he had engaged there. But the same can't be said for Daniel Half down there in the number 32. He is stuck off its earned number 4's wall protection. And I think it was George Young that actually gave him the curse there, because he said that we think we'll go green the whole way around. Well, that did not turn out to be the case. See right here, and looks like, I don't know if Kevin Cresseur got to the 32 and took him for a ride there or what happened exactly, but it looked like yet again Kevin just kind of had another circumstantial situation kind of put in front of him. And again, that's to be expected here on this kind of track, this kind of playing field. And it looks like Daniel may have slowed up as he got to the end there of the turn, and I think that's really kind of what happened, unfortunately, and the 91 of Kevin Cresseur just had nowhere to go. So now driver is really going to be timing this one up, because they're not only just going for a little bit of extra fuel, but I think they're also going for a little bit of extra tires here. Jason Taylor, though, opting to stay on out here. Interesting little strategy, to say the least. Kind of interested to know what he's thinking or what's going down there with him and his team. Let's take a listen in with Shakin' Bake Racing yet again. We'll take it down now and talk with the man himself. And Taylor, kind of avoiding pit road at the moment here. What's going on down there for the team?
Well, I don't have that many laps on this set of tires, and I didn't run them hard, so I'm going to take a chance. I haven't been good enough to win it any other way, so see what I can do here. Just struggling with a little tight 1 and 2.
For sure there. Now, we've seen a lot of guys kind of crossing around down the back straightaway here. If they get a run on you there with the boys that are going to have a new set of tires and some more fuel on their hands, what's it going to be for you to kind of try to block or get away from them there?
Be honest with you, I'm hoping we restart and they have a big pile up behind me and take some of them out.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I can just stay out in front of them enough to get a few spots here. But we'll see what happens.
Well,
hopefully Steve here's got new tires and he can get on away from us. So
for sure there. Well, all I'll say is this: if that actually does happen, a pileup ensues, then we at least know who to blame, and that's not me this time. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're off the hook this time, buddy.
This time, anyway. All right, thank you, Taylor, for your time, brother. Oh man, well, I don't know what the heck he's thinking down there if that actually will happen, but Hey, it's a nice idea, nice thinking process, but we'll see here. Let's take it down now. We'll have a listen in with Josh Ball real quick. The number 6 driver here representing for 3Y Motorsports. Let's listen in with him real quick as Ball, if you got a copy down there, but this thing has been at odds the whole time on the top end. Now with a fresher set of tires and a little bit more fuel under the hood, I gotta wonder to you, is this going to be kind of the big selling point for you to finish this race out?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to try to go now. I was trying to save on that last run there. I was hoping it would go green because I'd have fresher tires, but at this point, it's basically go time. There's only going to be probably, 14 laps to go when it goes green, so.
For sure there. Now, I'll ask this real quick here. When you're going to get on the run and get on the start here, where's the line you're thinking to aim at? Are you thinking towards that bottom, or are you thinking more a little bit above it?
I think the bottom is the preferred line. I mean, obviously you can get the run off the corners, but you can also block from the bottom. So I think the bottom is definitely going to be the spot you want to be in, but there's guys up there that are on older tires. So it's really going to just depend on to get around people.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, we do appreciate coming on board here. Josh, best of luck to 3Y Motorsports and you on this final restarts.
Thank you.
Josh Ball, ladies and gentlemen, the number 6 here, representing well for him and his team as we get ready to get everyone fielded back in place and back in position. Foreign Shell right now being kind of the spoiler maker here, as well as Steve Clegg in the 22. If Clegg and Taylor can somehow get a good run here on this restart here with only about 15 laps left to go, I think honestly they may have a chance. But that's very, very much putting it lightly here and loosely. Because guys like Meyer, Harris, Janzik, Trey Whitehead, Bounty, Lawrence, the Mullet Man himself, the Mullet fans, and even Tyler Meeks, all in that place. I would not want to be a betting man right now. This could go either way. It depends on who can get around who first and who can block who the best here. Either way, this is about to get wild down here. Right, fans, we're going to get these drivers all situated out, ready to hammer down once again. Which one of these drivers walks away with the W? Which one of these drivers walks away with victory? Sooner or later, it's going to be a hectic one, and it's going to be a crash course for finisher. Coming on to the ends here, we're firing back on down. We're going green flag racing. Forrest Shell literally just leaving the whole back behind. He didn't want nothing to do with them. Well, speaking of wanting nothing to do with them, look out for the little 3 wide, nearly 4 wide scenario here. Harris getting set to the wall, protection up top side and down. And the guy's literally in the top end. Well, Taylor, I'm off the hook for that one. That's on you, buddy. Oh my goodness. This is exactly what Jason Taylor had said he wished it for and he was hoping for, and he got his wish, but good Lord, those guys in the back are not going to be too thrilled about that one. Lawrence somehow evades it, gets away, so is Meyer, but James Harris and Craig Janzik not so fortunate. Harris, I guarantee you, he is not too thrilled about this one, and I guarantee you that Janzik is much of the same. Hometown boy and a playoff championship driver both sent in skyrocketing. We'll take a look from our chopper cam here where everyone got bundled up here. This was just a wild restart. You can see Taylor right there. He's trying to hold the line down. Look at the 48 of George. He gets sent up there, shot up a little bit. Janzik actually, looks like that was him there that actually got loose off turn 2. It appears it was Janzik that was the one that got loose off of turn number 2 there. And that sent everybody in behind him in a bit of a cluster in here. We'll take a look at his onboard camera here. There was a wreck behind as well here that involved Bounty and Harris there at the end of that. That's why the caution came out. Looking at this here. Oh, look at that right there. You hear it too. You can see what happened and transpired there. It came right through the field, came right off the ends, and then this is the wreck that got everyone all situated out in a mad dash. Bounty just completely collected in, taken for a huge ride and a half there, and man, there was just nothing you can do in that spot or that circumstance, and now this race has gone completely flipped upside down. Not surprising for it being Texas Motor Speedway, but this is a complete opposite here. I was expecting some close racing, some close cornering, but I was not expecting this at all. Where we're pretty much leading down to nearly a 5-lap shootout, if you will. I'm honestly going to try to stay away from the chats here and just kind of leave them be and just let them do their own thing. I will try to bring other drivers in throughout next week, but right now anyway, it's probably better if I just keep my mouth out of their little run here, because right at the moment, Steve Clegg himself is in a championship predicament to actually get himself back into the next round. Fornshell, he's already out of it, but he would love nothing more than to walk away with another W on the show. Clegg hasn't been there in a while. Jason Taylor never been there. He would love to change that today. Caleb Forsythe, same situation for him, but it's one of those guys that has been known to put up a bit of a fight on the last scuffles and the last battles here. Could the same happen here? Double filed up. Race fans, we're ready to go. And this could be an absolute crazy situation popping up. Some of the drivers that are up in this top half right now, they have not been to victory lane in a long time, or they have not had their fair shake at winning it here. In their minds, this could change in a heartbeat and on a dime now. The ball is in their court and it is in their place. But who will be able to strike it home and strike it big here with the field they've got going on right now? I mean, what a complete crazy situation, just all of a sudden popping right in. Right through this truck and right through this field here. Everything is on the line here. Every driver for themselves. Which one is going to take this home? Off of corner number 4. 10 laps remain. Let the shootout commence. Whoa, problems down there for Robert Lawrence. Did not get a good jump there. Brock Whitehead not going to get a jump either here. Big Brock ensuing right in front of us. Caution's back out. Huge wreck ensuing right out the start. And that just means more now than ever. Fornshell, Clegg, and Taylor are going to get even more laps all to themselves. But what on earth happened here? Oh my goodness, this is just an absolute mess here on PTM Racing TV. I don't know what is going down now. Robert Lawrence had to back off here, and you can see Brock Whitehead. I think there was a misshift on Robert Lawrence, but look at this huge wreck here, folks. Russ Kilgore involved, John Thacker. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to get called out for that one. Joshua Caudill, Stephen Pless, all of them got collided in there. But what the heck happened to Brockhead, man? He just all of a sudden just kind of found in the wrong place at the wrong time. Again, there's nothing you can do about the mullet man there. Oh yeah, right there, you see the 5, you see those rear tires spin out. So he tried to recenter it off and get centered away. And instead, they all find themselves in just an absolute predicament here. Thankfully all drivers are okay from what I'm getting under word of, but that is definitely not what anybody wanted to see here, or what anybody was expecting here. Holy smokes. Everything has gone completely backwards and flipped way over their heads. I really don't even know who the heck to go for in this one. This is just really turning into a crapshoot. Who's the one that's going to be able to just keep these things online and keep them under control the longest the bit? That's really the only thing I can ask here. There is no true circumstances or situations here to me that would really boil down this battle here. And yet here we are. So where can we go from here and what can we see next? Really, that is the scary part. And frankly, we really don't even know. All ends of the spectrum which says that the leader, Richard Fornshell, has the advantage, but really, if he doesn't get off the line properly here, that advantage kind of goes out the window. So now it just kind of turns into a more of along the lines of hitting the marks, hitting the spots in. The big thing though for Janzik is at least now he's able to move up a few more spots due to that little circumstance and situation there. Same thing for guys like Triple Trey, can play Whitehead, as well as Nathan Meyer and the number 1. So you've got kind of a rundown of pacing and control here that allows a lot of guys here to even have a bit of a more of a rundown shake here if you can to get this win. But how well will they be able to keep that mental position in play? That's where I really kind of question them. This is going to be a very crazy little spot here to be put into. This is going to be a very hard running scenario they are going to have to drive off from. They're going to bring him around again here, race fans. And when they do, they're going to give them everything they've got and then some here. Race fans, this time on by, we're going to let them get back to the green, back to the charge, back to the full throttle send-off. Lining them up now in position. Time has come. Their judgment will be put at stake and put on the line here. Somebody will come away unscathed. Some of them will come away with scrapes, bruises, and damages all around. But either way, we know this much. There is a full throttle charge off coming up ahead and coming through this battle zone now. Green flag is back on out. Can we get this one to run through? Starting line, everyone was pretty good there. Taylor, though, and unfortunately going to have to deal with Nathan Meyer, the number one, sneaking his way across there on the inside. Meyer with a little bit of a fresher set of tires on there, getting a good run down as Steve Clegg tries to work his way in there as well. Clegg looking to try to hopefully find a little end or two here, a little bit of a beaten fight. George Young and Caleb Forsythe, the two teammates here, trying to make this a true happy birthday party for NPR today. They're not out of it yet. They have never won on PTM Racing TV here before. They could change that now, but they'll have to find a way to knock down these guys up ahead. Forshell and Meyer trying to run off the field and trying to run down the distance. They're going the distance all right, and they're going further than they've been before. But who will be able to hold on long enough? Forshell knows he's in trouble here. Going to the outside. Meyer going for a run. Jason Taylor now even making a little bit of a last minute gap here. A little pass off the inside. He's right with Meeks there on the outside banking. Looks like Clegg's going to try to work with Meeks a little bit here to help him out. His teammate kind of trapped down there. He's kind of in a bad spot. Just trying to find something. Meyer on the outside here, forcing Forshell for everything he's got with only 2 laps to go. Meyer drove that thing up way too high, though. That's a no man's land. Meeks now kind of capitalized on that mistake. Meeks got right in the inside. Now he's got the run coming up on Forshell. Could this need Meeks this day? Tyler Meeks hasn't been to victory lane in quite some time. He'd love to change that here. Ladies and gentlemen, this time by white flag is out. Who's it going to be, though, that gets across the line first? They are going to fight this one straight to the end of the track and off the runoff. Look at Forshell blocking the bottom, trying to give everything he can to Meyer. Meyer, though, has got to move on the inside. Looking for the rundown. No, he doesn't get the move. Meek's going to push and shove Forshell around a little bit off of turn 2. Down into turn number 3 here. Down into a drag race straight to the finish line. Off the corner number 4 is Forshell to the win. Richard Forshell holds on. Wow. And there are some big implications being brought on the playoff drivers from this one, but for Richard Forshell, a huge victory to say the least here on PTM Racing TV. And he did it all with really just a little bit of style and a little profiling out there. What a final set of corners he had to do just to hang on and really keep himself in check and in place. What a race fans, and what a battle here in Fort Worth. This was something to say the least, and this was a chaotic finish out that really, you couldn't have asked for anything better here from these drivers, obviously. But to me, this was just well worth price of admission and really worth just to see these guys to go at it here. Take a look at the race results now. Top 10 will go through here. Forshell just barely holds off Meeks. Third goes to Nathan Meyer. Fourth to Steve Clegg. Fifth to Jason Taylor. Triple Trey Play Whitehead. 6th, 7th to Craig Janzik. 8th to Caleb Forsythe. 9th to Robert Wynn. And 10th goes to George Young. That rounds out your top 10 in the field. As you look at the other finishers in this one, what a storybook battle this was from all drivers and all ends of the spectrum. Nobody came in here without a thought of driving this thing into the ground or into the dirt. this was a hectic set of battles from all ends. Let's take it down now and talk here with Mr. Nathan Meyer, as we talked to them earlier about this, and we'll talk with him again. He is one of the guys you got to watch out for, and Meyer, you were one of them indeed, sir.
Yeah, man. I mean, should have won the race, but someone decided to not turn and just drive straight. But, you know, you love a little drama, right?
I mean, depends how you look at it, but I really could not even catch that right there. I believe it came through turn 1. I believe that's what happened.
Yeah, it was close race, and I just feel like he didn't turn into the corner, so we got Dorsland and lost the spot. But, you know, more important than that, we're in the playoffs still.
Still in the playoffs, still in championship hunt mode. So as you kind of come away from this one, I'll ask you this, man. What's going to take here for you and your crew to kind of get this one into the top end championship rounds?
Yeah, I got to avoid the wrecks, man. I did a pretty good job of that today. Qualified dead last, so I got to work on that too. But just keep the car clean. We'll be all right. We're fast enough.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Meyer, as you walk away here third tonight, I probably guess you got a few people you want to thank for this one. So who is it going to be today?
Yeah, I think Champion and Green Mountain Grills obviously putting it on. Kevin, all those guys. You know, I'm sure I'll look at the replay there for Richard. So good win for him too.
For sure there indeed. Well, nevertheless, here, Meyer, congratulations here, sir, and we will catch you down here next week on the show.
Thanks, man.
Nathan Meyer, ladies and gentlemen, here in the number 1 machine, maybe a little bit dissatisfied with his race, but you got to give him credit where credit's due for at least finishing as far as he was. He was a hard charger of the night, as was another hard charger here tonight as well. 14 up for Tyler Meeks, number 35, but Meeks, you had a really big dash and battle there between you and Fornshell. What was it like kind of going at there to the line?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, I had a shot in turn 1 and 2. Wrecking someone for the win's not quite my style. I'd rather beat him straight up. But it was a good run. We definitely needed a points day for being right on the cutoff line. So I think we got pretty good points, finishing second. Not the win we wanted, but close enough. We'll take second highest in points for the day, and hopefully we advance to the next round.
Advancing to the next round, definitely going to be a little bit of a circumstance or two for you. But if and when you do, I'll ask you this, my friend. What's going to be the big thing you're going to try to head up on?
Probably just try to focus more, and I mean, as we get more advanced, the better drivers are advancing, of course. So try to just stay more focused and making sure I'm hitting my break points and my turn-ins. Try to just keep it clean, keep the car clean, and stay wreck avoidance, staying up front. So we had a pretty fast Camping World truck today. I mean, we got lucky, I guess, with Fornshell and Nathan getting into it. Kind of got around Nathan. I know he needed a good points day also. Just want to thank, like I said, Camping World Truck, and then Green Mountain Grill, obviously, for putting the league on, and Champion Power, PTM, OSB. Craig does an excellent job with practicing with us and telling us how to run around this place.
Absolutely indeed. Well, nevertheless, Meeks, we do really appreciate coming on board and the support, sir. Congratulations, and we will see you out here next time on by, bud.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Meeks here coming away here with another solid position and finish here for him and his crew. But as we finish this one out tonight, there lies one other, and that, of course, is the number 90. Richard Fornshell is going to be your race winner here today and tonight on the show. Man, there were certainly no limits for you and your team to get this one fielded down. You had to hold off for everything you had just to get this win, Fornshell. What went through your mind to that line?
Well, you know that last caution came out where everybody pitted, and I saw people going in. It's like, I don't have anything to lose right now. Let's just try this, see where it goes. Because, I mean, the race was either going to go green and I was going to drop down, or it was going to kind of turn out the way that it did. So, the 50-50 call, and I just happened to get it right this time. So, but super pumped. It's kind of bittersweet for me because I'm still out of the playoffs since I had to miss the first race, unfortunately. But still nice to get the win under the belt, and I need to look and see if my teammates made it too.
If they did, and you guys are going to be working and having a little bit of help with one another, how much of that team support is going to be there for you and your crew, obviously, as you're trying to go for a championship in its own right, possibly?
Oh, it's huge. I definitely
am a fan of, I'm not in it, so I'm doing whatever, those guys need me to do to, give them the best chance of moving on, because what having the teams is all about.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, you may be having a team as well to help you out and work with, but also you have a team in your own right that's going to take this one home to victory lane. So I have to ask you, sir, as you got friends and family here watching on, who do you want to thank for this one?
I just want to, as always, thank Green Mountain Grills for, hosting, sponsoring us, and, letting us put on these amazing shows week after week after week, along with Champion Power Equipment and, Kevin Kirscher and James and Eli and all the admins. They do a really good job putting this league on, and it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the better leagues out there.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Fornshell, a solid day and performance from you and your crew. Congratulations on your race win, man. We'll see you down here next time on PTM Racing TV.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
You too, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Fornshell coming away here with the race win tonight, and that all but concludes our showcase for these drivers and this field here as the playoffs continue to rabble on down. A big thank you again to Green Mountain Grills and all their support to the Fast and Fun series, and a big thank you to all you fans out there for tuning in as always. We'll see you guys come Wednesday night. We've got tomorrow off, so looks like I can finally rest my voice after like 6 broadcasts in a row in the last 2 days. But nevertheless, thanks guys. Love y'all. I'll see you then.